Zach.
Edward Scissorhands.
Zach,
Welcome.
what's up, dude?
Man,
Uh,
life is good, sir.
bro, I don't know about you, but I got all kinds of feelings just watching the end of that Monday Night Football game.
Yeah.
Uh, it was a spectacular game, both sides, but we'll get into that.
Wow.
Wow. I left nuts still tingling. I got a question for you, like I normally do.
I get on the podcast for these questions.
So you're married, yes?
Yes.
So somehow you met your wife, and within those meetings, you threw some words at her.
Like game, I guess, is what you're getting at.
What was your pickup line? What was your pickup line?
Man, like I don't really remember. So people that aren't new to the podcast know that I can basically talk to a brick wall. Back in the day when I was cruising for the ladies, me and a buddy of mine, basically he would pick them out. I would walk up to him and just start whatever conversation came off the top of the head. And I think in this instance, we were at a cook-off. And for those that don't know what a cook-off is, fucking get out of your house and live. But we were there. We knew somebody that had a tent, so we went into the tent. And that guy happened to be kind of in the close proximity to this group of girls that I wanted to talk to. And like I started talking to him, and we kind of just gravitated that way. And then we included them in the conversation. And the rest is history.
The history of pickup lines, like I can only imagine like medieval times, what they tried to say to each other, or they just went and said, I paid a goat for you. Let's go.
Yeah, I was going to say back then there was just a dowry, and the two dads would negotiate, and whoever had like the most oxen or the most land got the piece of ass.
I paid a loaf of bread for this piece of pussy.
Could you imagine though? Like you would have to trade like 25% of your estate for your son to get married to get some ass.
No, sorry, dude.
Right. It's like,
so
what are you going to give me for Becky? Well, I got a coupon for all you can eat at Wendy's, and I can get free tires rotated at the NTB down the street.
They'll even check your fluids for free.
They'll top them off, but that costs extra.
So with all this being said, is there a pickup line that you like or you find is funny?
I mean, no, I think they're all ridiculous.
Well, that's the whole point of them, right? Because it's kind of like an icebreaker. Like, well, I'm here. What are your other two wishes? Like,
so it's like, okay, there's a movie that I don't remember what movie it is, but Jason Sudeikis, he uses a pickup line, and he walks up to the girl and he's like, "Hey, excuse me, it's kind of a weird question. I have a question for you. So, do you know how much an elephant weighs?" And the girl's like, "No." And he's like, "Oh, well, they weigh enough to break the ice. Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Jason," or whatever. And it was like, that's kind of clever, right? I mean, I've used pickup lines that I knew were cheesy intentionally, but you have to read the situation, I feel like. You be running up and running game on everybody. It doesn't work like that.
Well, I mean, I used to know somebody who used to roll up on women and be like, "Hey, what's your name?" "Oh, it is. Hey, can I pee in your butt?" I mean, whoa. Well, he finally got called out by a chick one time. "Come on, big boy, pee in my butt." And he was like, "Nope, can't do it. She's too freaky for me."
Wow.
Like, how are you going to shoot that shot? And then you make it and you're like,
My thought process is, who the fuck thinks that's a good idea? Like, that doesn't sound like a good time.
No.
Right? Like, if it was,
the 3 times I've had it done, it wasn't fun at all.
No, I didn't like it either. And the doctor told me it was good for me.
I would probably say something like, "Sit on my face and let me guess your weight."
So weird that I was going to say something about sit on my face. That's exactly what I thought of.
Sit on my face. Let me guess your weight. And if I'm wrong, I'll eat the difference.
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
Right.
Like, so I used one time, but it was a girl that we knew, right? But I told her, "Hey, see this watch?" She's like, "Yeah, fucking weirdo." It's like, this watch is a special watch, right? It's not a normal normal watch. I was like, okay. I was like, really, it's pretty cool. Like, it can tell me the future, right? It can tell me the weather. It can tell me all kinds of stuff, right? It can even tell me whether you're wearing panties or not. And the girl's like, okay. And I'll be like, and right now says you're not. She goes, oh, well, that thing's broken because I'm wearing panties. And I'm like, oh shit, it's 18 minutes fast. Right. And so like it worked, but it only worked because I knew who the girl was.
Well, what about the old one? Hey, nice shoes. Want to fuck?
I mean,
It's classic. Right?
there was another one. It's like, hey, baby, how's about some sex? And it's just dumb shit. So what I've noticed in my years is that if you just walk up and start a conversation, you're probably in the door. Unless you say some dumb shit like, hey, I live with my parents. Like, then you're fucked.
Wait, you actually have somebody who pays for your shit? I'm in.
Right, yeah.
Those of y'all listening, I want to know your pickup lines. Drop that shit in the comments. Put it below. Next episode, I'm bringing them up. I'm retweeting them, whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever the good ones are.
I want to see what
so
y'all
we're
have.
both married, so we can't really go on TikTok and try them out. But maybe we can tweet them out and we'll help somebody start a new relationship, man. About spreading the love, baby.
I almost want to make a pickup line bracket and see what the best one is, but I want the fans to provide the pickup lines.
So my question is, all right, how many spots do you have in this bracket? Because like to me, there's only like 3 pickup lines that are any good.
But there are ones that we haven't even heard.
True,
like,
this is true because we don't have.
I'm with Casanova listening to us in Egypt right now. That's probably got some game right now for some pickup lines like that we've never even heard. Right?
Well, you know what? There are probably some that are not in English, right? That are like in Spanish or whatever, and like they work phenomenally in Spanish. I mean, I'm kind of a believer. Like if a woman came up and was speaking to me in a Russian accent, I wouldn't really care what she said. I'd go to bed with her.
Right.
Throwing it out there.
I'd probably cream right there.
Ooh, yeah.
We'll see what happens. Y'all leave the comments. I'll make a bracket if I got enough, and we'll put it to the voting system because voting never lies, right?
Never.
We got some shit.
We got so much sports to talk about. Let's get into this shit.
Let's do it. Let's hit it.
Woo!
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of Two Wannabe Athletes Talk Sports. I'm Ed.
I'm Zach.
And here we are again, assholes, for another one. It is the end of Monday Night Football. That means it is the end of Week 5.
Yeah.
If you watched it before you listen to this, granted, you're probably listening to this next day. Hell of a game between the Indianapolis Colts and the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore Ravens with a comeback win in overtime. Lamar Jackson threw for the first time over 400 passing yards in his career.
Wow.
So this kid put in some work today.
I didn't see the stats. I knew that they had pulled it off. Dude, by the way, fucking shout out to Calais Campbell for a blocked kick. He was just like a man on fire, Denzel Washington. You could not stop him at the line of scrimmage. It was like Billy Bob. You get in there, I'll block that kick. Man, that was great. Like he knew if he didn't block that kick, game was over. Got in there, blocked it, and then Lamar Jackson's show. Holy shit. Yeah, he threw for 442 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Yes.
Wow.
Great game. And probably like most people watching the game, whenever the Colts had the lead that they had, I think it was 22-3, something like, or 22. Yeah, 22-3.
Yeah, 22-3.
The Colts were running away with this one. I thought Carson Wentz was controlling that offense pretty well. The defense was doing their part. But then comes the second half. And again, I have to keep reminding myself, Ed, there are 2 halves of a fucking football game. The Ravens said, not in my house, boy. I
mean, the Ravens are a good team.
They are.
And let's be honest, everyone in the nation was shocked that Carson Wentz came out there and they had a lead.
And he threw for over 400 yards too this game.
Like the first drive, they ran one screenplay for 76 yards, fucking touchdown.
Michael
So I
Pittman had some
mean,
plays out there. Jonathan Taylor had some plays out there. But you look at the offense side by side, Baltimore has way more weapons available than what the Colts have, right? Now, don't get me wrong. Jonathan Taylor, I still believe, is a top 5 running back in the league right now. Michael Pittman is starting to find his groove as each week progresses. He's starting to become that bigger star each time. Zach Pascal is still there to be a number 2. Paris Campbell, when he's not hurt, is okay. But for the most part, you got Mark Andrews, you got Marquise Brown, you got Sammy Watkins, you got Latavius Murray in the backfield with Tyson Williams now and Le'Veon Bell. And you can't forget about the fucking run of Lamar Jackson.
right. And Sammy Watkins ended up getting hurt in this game. 2 catches, 35 yards. But Devin Duvernay stepped in. He had 4 catches for 45 yards, and he is very fast on the other side of Marquise Brown, which we all know how fast that dude is. Believe it or not, Mark Andrews led the team with 11 receptions for 147 yards and 2 touchdowns.
This has been a year for some tight ends, huh? You look at what Mark Andrews is doing. You look at what Dawson Knox is doing out in Buffalo.
Yeah, Dawson Knox had a slow start to the season. The talent obviously is there, and he's looked really good the last 2 weeks for sure.
He's 5 for 5 on touchdowns. So 5 weeks in, 5 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Before we dive deeper into more football, we have an announcement to make.
Yup. So we finally closed the book, got a sponsor. R&R Sports Betting has stepped up, and we're going to do some advertising for those guys. We've already had a relationship with them. Ed and I both bet on their website. It's rnrsportsbetting.com. Ed's going to put some stuff out with like phone numbers and all that kind of stuff of how to get in touch with these guys.
All the information will be down below in the description box. Y'all follow it. Great set of guys. Like I said, Zach and I, we've been working with them for a while. We're proud to join on with them and have them be a part of the 2-1B Athletes Talk Sports team. And we're looking for things. And with them being with us, we want to help y'all out as well. Now, let me mind you, any bets that we say that are our bets alone, and we do not pursue you to go and follow those bets. All betting on your end is on you.
Yeah, no, you make your own decisions. You just take our information, run with it, take it with a grain of salt, do what you want with it. But tonight, just throwing it out there, you could have taken the over and you'd have won.
Yeah.
And guess who said it was going to be an over?
I think you did. Yeah.
Now, on top of that, I also thought that the Ravens were going to cover the 7, and they didn't do that. But whatever.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. It was a lot better game for the Colts than I thought. I kind of had it penciled in for 18 to 20 points. I thought the Ravens would score 27, 28 points. So it's pretty close. But I did definitely have the over of 46. Could have won you a little bit of money.
But you know what? We're coming into week 6 now. We are entering bye weeks now. So fantasy owners, y'all get ready because now's crunch time. You got to start making the adjustments. This is the funny part. And, as long as I've been playing fantasy football, it's the bye weeks that eat up good teams because they don't pay attention to whenever they draft the bye weeks. They just see, oh, I got this player, this player, this player. What we've come to find out in one of our leagues is week 7 is going to be a murder fest for everybody because
it's a murderer's row maybe.
Oh my goodness.
I think you did the numbers, and it's something like 74% of the teams like starting lineup is going to be on the bye week for week 7 or some crazy shit like that.
It's crazy how they scheduled it this year. I don't know if just the majority of the good players that are starters in fantasy leagues are just so happen to be on the teams that are on for week 7 bye week, but it's going to be interesting. But we're talking about week 6, right? But before we get into week 6, we got to finish week 5, right? I'm confusing everybody right now.
Well, let's just wrap up week 5, and then we'll talk about some upcoming stuff, and we'll hand out some tissues to some groups of fans this week.
So the kicking core of pretty much every fucking team, it seemed like, sucked this week. Like nobody could kick you have one fucking job, Rodrigo Blankenship. I'm talking to you, dick biter.
I mean, so like the first one, they blocked it. Okay, that's a good play on the defense. The second one, what are you doing, man?
You're at the 36-yard line. Like, how are you not?
Make the kick.
That's what you do. You have one fucking job. But
Okay,
no,
we're gonna get mad at quarterbacks who are missing wide open wide receivers, or they're throwing interceptions to the other team. Well, you better fucking believe we're gonna come after you for missing those kicks.
fucker.
So get your shit together, guys. This is ridiculous.
What games of this past week got you excited? Which ones did
That's
you
what I'm
love?
trying to pull up. I had the tabs pulled up, and I guess I closed it when I was looking at stats.
So while you're looking at that one,
I'm thinking that maybe I clicked on porn. I don't remember. I try not to do that on the computer because I don't know. I feel like everybody can record that shit. But I mean,
my biggest thing is whenever I record it or have porn on my computer, the camera light comes on. I don't know if that's normal.
Yeah. I mean, as long as you make sure that you don't give remote access to those guys from India that claim to work for Microsoft, I think you're okay.
So this past week,
the game that sticks out to me the most, I guess, if you're going to ask my question, what?
Nothing. Go on.
No, were you talking?
No, go for it.
Okay, so the game that sticks in my craw the most it's not a game that was close. Tampa Bay versus Miami.
That was a slaughterhouse.
Tom Brady in our league, Tom Brady put up 70 fantasy points. He had 5 touchdown passes against Miami. Like, if you're a Miami Dolphin, right? Or maybe even if you're just a fan of Snowflake and all those guys. When Tom Brady decided, you know what? I'm done playing in the AFC East. I hate Bill Belichick. I'm gonna do what most people do from the Northeast. I'm gonna retire to Florida. Right? Dolphin fans were probably like, oh, he's going to Florida. Is he gonna be a Dolphin? No way he could be a Dolphin. We're not that lucky. And then he decided, no, I'm going to play with the Buccaneers. They were probably like, fuck yeah, thank God. We got a decent quarterback. We got a pretty good defense. We don't have to play Tom Brady twice a year. Man, that's good. And then, fuck, he's on the schedule this season? Good Lord. And then he just proceeds to, like steal your babies and impregnate your wives and just dismantle the team completely. It's insane.
This game he had against Miami, I was watching it. I was calling him Oprah the whole time because of the way he was just passing shit out to everybody.
You get a pass and you get a pass.
You get a catch. You get a touchdown.
He was 30 for 41 for 411 yards, 5 touchdowns, no interceptions.
And he probably went, oh, that's it?
Right, like he probably wasn't even sweating, right? He probably didn't even play most of the third quarter. Like,
he didn't have to put on his rejuvenating skin cream at halftime.
I mean, even Blaine Gabbert got into the game. Blaine Gabbert was 4 for 4 for 41 yards. Like, what a joke.
Blaine Gabbert is doing better than some quarterbacks right now.
Well, you know what? Blaine Gabbert probably looked better than Teddy Bridgewater this weekend. Anyway.
But you've got to give it to the Dolphins. I mean, like at the beginning of the game, they looked like they were trying to fight against them, and then they just couldn't hang on anymore.
I mean, the Buccaneers are just too damn good. I mean, even Antonio Brown got in. Like, Antonio Brown had a hell of a game, right? Like, it's just the team is almost unfair.
You had two receivers go for over 100 yards in that game. And you look at the receiving core that they have 4 players that could go over 100 yards. If they wanted
Mike Evans and Chris Godwin last season had 1,000 yards apiece.
Right. So,
like, what the hell? And then they added Antonio Brown like late in the season. So this is unbelievable, that team. I mean, I know we talk about the Buccaneers and Tom Brady a lot, but it just gets to the point where you have to.
Right.
They're so good, you have to.
And I fear that with the NBA season starting soon with the Lakers, like I joke at how old they are and all that, but I feel like that they're going to be so damn good as long as they still stay healthy. Like, we're going to have to talk about them, right?
Like, seriously though, I feel like the Lakers, just to sidestep for a second, let me get my Euro step going.
There you go.
I think if they had like a Klay Thompson, no one would beat them.
No.
Full disclosure, I think Klay Thompson's a better shooter than Steph Curry, but whatever. That's just me. Throwing it
and
out
the
there.
riots have started. Um, yeah, we'll get all into that whenever basketball season starts. I know we got preseason going on right
That
now,
doesn't
but
count.
no. The game I liked was Arizona versus the Niners. I've been against the Cardinals preseason and most of this season so far, but after watching that game, like I see how likable they are. And I give a lot of it to not only being a D Hop fan, but Rondell Moore is something else. And for him to be under DeAndre Hopkins' wings right now, and you got AJ Green over there too, who has experience. Don't forget about AJ Green, folks. Yeah, I know he's a broke dick now, but y'all remember back in the day when y'all were drafting him in the first round?
I did that 3 times.
He
Fuck
he's
him.
he's got some teachers with him right now, and the boy can ball. The boy can
I mean,
ball.
so it's weird that you call out Rondell Moore because I'm pretty sure it's on record how I feel about him.
Oh, I know.
He's my dude. He not only did he have 5 catches for 59 yards, he also ran the ball 3 times for 38 yards. He is I don't want to call him a gadget player because that makes it sound like he's not good.
Right.
He is just an athlete. And they're discovering now that, yeah, they have DeAndre Hopkins. Yeah, they've got a running game. Yeah, they've got Kyler Murray. But this guy is a spark plug that can take pressure off Kyler. Like he's a relief valve that you can hit in the flat and he can take it to the house from wherever you are.
Yep.
And I think they're learning that. And I think as the season rolls on, I don't want to say that he's going to take over the job from DeAndre Hopkins because that's just stupid. But he's going to be one of those complementary pieces that this team was missing. I mean, you saw how they were able to beat the Rams.
Oh, yes.
So I think because of the athleticism on this roster, that's going to make them a tough out. I know that we predicted the Rams were going to win the division and, Matthew Stafford and Super Bowl or bust and all that. But they're the last undefeated team and they look good.
They look
a lot better on defense than I thought they were going to
be. Their defense looked really good this week, and I want to give them full credit on it, but also I can't because of Trey Lance and his first start coming in. He had the rust on him, and it's sad to say, like it was reported today that Trey Lance is now out with a sprained knee.
Ooh.
So thank God they're going into a bye week on week 6. Week 7, Jimmy G is supposed to be ready. You look at their depth chart, they don't have anybody else behind Trey Lance.
Dude,
so
I didn't hear that. That just means that football on the East Coast or the West Coast right now
is bonkers.
So that means Jimmy G is out, Trey Lance is out, Russell Wilson just had surgery.
Yep.
And then I don't even want to talk about what's going on with the Raiders over there. Holy shit. I know that's technically not the West Coast. It used to be. There's a lot of fans on the West Coast that are a fan of that team. Man, that's some crazy stuff going on out there.
Yeah.
But who would have thought 5 weeks into the season, Arizona would be undefeated and on top of that division?
And the crazy thing too is, I mean, the score kind of reflects it since they only won by 7, but this wasn't Kyler's best game either. I mean, he put up some of the lowest numbers he's had this season so far. 23 for 31 at 239 with a touchdown, no interceptions.
But I think that's what we said at the beginning of the season, that this team was only going to go as far as Kyler Murray could carry him.
Right.
And this was one of those fluke games where he didn't play well, but the team still stepped up and took care of business. And that, to me, that shows to me that the team is way more dangerous than we thought.
And they really are. And like you said earlier, we've already seen them go against a top tier team and own them, right? Like they did against the Rams.
Yeah.
I mean, outside of the Rams, Tennessee, Minnesota, Jacksonville, and San Francisco now. Of course, Jacksonville is a goose egg for the year, so we can scratch them.
Minnesota, well, if they get their coach out of the bar and stop having him hit on younger girls, they'd probably be okay.
I ain't mad at him. Play on, play.
I mean, like, it plays different, right? If tomorrow we find out that Cliff Kingsbury was out at some bar and they were playing beer pong after their win or whatever, that's one thing because they're 5-0. But when you're 0-5 and you don't even have a shot at winning, well, they're not 0-5. I guess they beat somebody. They beat Tennessee.
Who?
Jacksonville beat Tennessee, right?
No,
no. Jacksonville played Tennessee this week.
Yeah,
Tennessee lost last week to a shitty team.
to the
My bad.
Colts.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
No.
Jacksonville hasn't won 20 games.
Yeah. No, my bad. I forgot about. I got excited for a second. So yeah, Jacksonville's a dumpster fire. So speaking of teams that are on the decline,
Uh-oh.
can we go ahead and put the Kansas City Chiefs in that little talk there?
Oh, you kind of have to, right? I feel like that Andy Reid's playbook has been leaked out on Reddit, um, because stuff is not jiving with this team. I don't. Again, we've mentioned it before. I don't know if it's the Super Bowl ego. I don't know if it's because they think that they've been twice in the past 2 years. I don't know what it is, but this team cannot get it together.
I mean, as of right now, after week 5, the Chiefs only have a better record than usually it's everybody, but right now it's the
Hold on,
Dolphins.
hold on, let me check.
Oh, my bad.
I don't even have it up.
Okay.
We got the Texans,
Yep.
Jacksonville,
Yep.
the Colts,
Yep.
Dolphins,
Yep.
Jets,
Yep.
Atlanta.
So that's NFC. I was just gonna go by AFC,
Oh, okay.
but yeah, in the NFC, Atlanta. Yep. No, they're tied with Atlanta,
Okay.
which that should tell you a lot right there because Atlanta sucks.
I can't think of any other teams right now. The Lions.
The Lions. The Lions are 0-5.
The Giants.
The Giants. That's it.
Wow.
They're only better than 6 teams or 7 teams, but they're also tied with the Redskins. Oh, the Washington football team.
And we just got canceled. Thank you. Thank
Eagles,
you for joining us, folks.
The 49ers. Like, they are in last place in the AFC West, and the Broncos are on a 2-game losing streak.
I think
that should tell you how bad they're doing.
I think this is the first time since 2014 Kansas City has been in this position.
Yeah, they're 2-3, and they've given up more points than they've scored, and they're bad. Their quarterback play is not any good. Their defense is terrible. There's almost no running game, and now Clyde Edwards-Helaire is out. So, I mean, this is not the juggernaut that we are accustomed to.
Nope.
I don't know if getting totally demolished in the Super Bowl is the problem. I don't know if because of the blueprint that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers basically, did not allow a touchdown to the highest scoring offense in the Super Bowl, maybe they're following that plan. But if I was a Chiefs organizational person, I'd be waving a red flag right now. There's an issue. Something is wrong.
There's a hole in the boat, and they can't find where it is at.
Right. You're exactly right. It's leaking somewhere, and they're taking on water.
Before you douche canoes get all like, oh, get ready, there's still a lot of football left. You can say that all you want, but we're looking at 3 weeks now. They're 3 out of 4 weeks they've lost.
Yeah.
And now, granted, I think the Bills came out to show that they are the team of the AFC.
I can go with that.
Josh Allen was running the fucking ball all day long. He was slinging that ball down the field. He had all kinds of protection. They had so many plays drawn for quarterback draws. I haven't seen the Bills run that many quarterback draws in a while.
Yeah.
And Josh Allen was taking stride with them too. Now, granted, the rain helped too, where he was sliding like 5 extra yards. But
he had a decent game, 15-26. So okay,
right.
But 315, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. He also ran the ball 11 times for 59 yards, and he had a touchdown. So he had a complete game.
Yes.
He did whatever the hell he wanted and just dismantled the Chiefs' defense.
The defense, too, came out. I mean, they got a pick 6 off Patrick Mahomes. When was the last time you saw Patrick Mahomes throw a pick 6?
I mean, it's been a while. I mean,
I don't think he has.
Though, he's been throwing a lot of interceptions.
He has, and I think he threw 2 this game.
Yeah, he was 33 of 54 but out of 54 attempts, he only had 272 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. I mean, he also ran the ball 8 times for 61 yards. We talked about Clyde Edwards-Helaire got knocked out, but he had 7 carries for 13 yards. So he wasn't really doing anything crazy. He had 1 catch for 11 yards. So, I mean, really, the Bills just beat the shit out of them.
They really did. And I think they got him on every aspect of the game, too.
Oh, yeah.
So,
100%.
What'd you think about Josh Gordon's return?
I mean, so
It was quiet, but
it
you
was
knew
kind of
he
what
was
I
there.
expected, right? Like I don't expect him to show up and take over,
Hmm.
but I mean, he had one catch for 11 yards,
Yeah.
but he's been on the team for 4 days.
Yeah.
And, like Andy Reid is a quarterback guru, but he's not known for having a very simple offense. So, I mean, anybody that's played Madden, if you play Andy Reid's offensive playbook, it's pretty crazy. So, and it's somebody that's been away from football for Josh Gordon was away from football for 19 months. So I'm sure it's not like all right, here you run, you jump in, you play the Z spot, and this is what you do, right? Like it's not one of those. He's got to figure it all out. He's got to learn blocking and hot reads and all that kind of stuff. So it's going to take a while, but he's a gifted athlete. I mean, he led the league in receiving for the Browns when he only played like 13 games. So he's a talent. He looked like he was in good shape. I think he's the missing piece that this team needed. I think the Sammy Watkins loss was a lot bigger than we thought. But I mean, all around, the team just needs to play better. They're missing pass rush. They don't really have a pass rush, and that's a huge problem.
I'm glad you brought that up because you know me, I always point fingers at the O-line. Patrick Mahomes' average pocket time this season so far, what do you think it is?
Ooh. Well, they did show last night he was in the pocket for like 3.8 seconds and never found anybody had to run around.
His average time is 1.7.
That's how long he has before he has pressure?
Yes.
Wow.
And the Lamar Jackson is leading the league for active quarterbacks at 2.6.
Wow.
But we're also looking at, as I get my handy dandy notebook, he's been pressured or blitzed 27 times, and stupid computer.
I mean, really, I'm looking at the stats here. Really, the Bills only blew him out in score alone.
Yeah.
I mean, yards per play, 8.1 to 5. That's like the most glaringly obvious stat line that's egregious. Total yards, 436 for the Bills, 392 for the Chiefs. Pretty close. Passing yards for the Bills, 315. Chiefs, 272. Rushing yards for the Bills, 121. Rushing yards for the Chiefs, 120. So really pretty close. And then, you get down here into like the nitty gritty of the stats. The time of possession, which is always like a stickler for most statisticians, the Chiefs actually had the ball for 32 minutes, 25 seconds. The Bills only had the ball for 27:35.
So coming on here with them $3 words, man.
Well, I'm just, the key to the game, 2 fumbles lost for the Chiefs, 2 interceptions thrown, and no sacks for the Bills. The Bills did not get sacked one time.
Nope.
So, I mean, when you're not putting pressure on the quarterback, he's got all the time in the world to sit back there and beat the defense.
So while we're on the subject of this game, and normally we try to stay away from the bigger games just because everybody else beats them up, but I feel like this is a game that you have to talk about because it's a rerun of the AFC Championship, but going in favor of the Bills. One of the players that surprised me on the Bills outside of Dawson Knox still being like a stud is Zach Moss. Zach Moss seems to be getting the ball a hell of a lot more, and he's doing stuff with it. At the beginning of the season, they were using him for a lot of red zone rushes to where he's getting 1-2 yard touchdowns here and there. Now we're seeing him get 10-yard rushes. Like they're putting him in motion. They're doing a pretty good split with him and Singletary. Singletary is doing the work too.
The better running back as far as like between the tackles out of the two. Devin Singletary seems like to be the flash, like quick guy, but he's not performing. Right. So yeah, I think Zach Moss has kind of taken that running back role over. I mean, he might not get the start or whatever. Who gives a shit about that? At the end of the day, when they need 3 yards, they're turning around and handing the ball to him. I mean, I think like what we said with the Arizona Cardinals, I still believe that this team goes through Josh Allen. But there's a lot to put. The same thing with the Cardinals with Kyler Murray. He's a young guy. You can't put a lot on him. They're both athletes. They're both supremely gifted athletes. and you want the offense to run through them. You want the team to be sparked, and that you want them to be the catalyst for the success of the team. But you also want to have guys that fill those roles, like a Zach Moss, who steps in and says, you know what? I know that Josh Allen is the man, but if I can run the ball for 65 yards, that makes his job easier. That makes the play action open up. That makes the, Stephon Diggs can get the top off the defense. Emmanuel Sanders can get open in the zones, right? They can get off a man and they have to run a zone because they've got to have guys in the box to stop the run. So I know it's a team game and we stress it all the time, but I think that was the missing piece they did not have in the playoffs, where I think they played all the way to the AFC Championship game, and I think total they had seven rushing attempts that weren't by Josh Allen. So if he can produce, if Zach Moss can be the guy to take 15 to 18 carries a game, that's a winning formula for Buffalo. That's what I think.
So let's say tomorrow is Super Bowl, Arizona, Buffalo. Who are you taking?
Arizona.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I think
a Texas Tech fan. Cliff Kingsbury, guns up. That's why. It's a pure
I think
heart pick.
if that turns out to be what the Super Bowl is, I want to say I'd be happy with either side, which I probably would be, but I'm going to have to go for the Bills on this one. I feel like that they've worked extremely hard to get where they're at. They've got the right pieces in motion, and they're just playing outstanding ball. But again, you can't take it away from Arizona. They're playing amazing too. So
yeah,
I don't know. We still got more to go. I'm sure we're going to still be mentioning these two teams a lot more later down the road, but we got more to talk about.
I'm going to plug in.
Any game shock you?
I was a little shocked that the Houston Texans showed up, but I mean, other than that, no. According to my spreadsheet, full disclosure right now, if Buffalo was the home team and they played Arizona, Buffalo would be 4.5 point favorites.
Nice.
Just throwing it out there.
I think the game that surprised me was Philly, Carolina. I was surprised to see Carolina lose that game to Philadelphia, especially with how the way the defense has been building on Carolina, and Sam Darnold leading the league in rushing touchdowns, which is bonkers. But I've told you before, I'm a fan of Sam Darnold. I think we're finally getting to see where he's at. But
I think we both are.
You know what? I was surprised by that one. Philly won that game 21-18. Other than that, a lot of the games went expected as is, with the exception of Chicago and Las Vegas.
How about had that? We tweeted that out as my pick. I told everybody to take the Chicago Bears plus the 5.5. Turns out they didn't even need the 5.5. They won fucking outright. So
yeah, they did.
I selected that. Just throwing it out.
Cleveland Chargers game. Holy shit.
I think we have seen the full-on arrival of Justin Herbert. He is the man.
How about Mike Williams?
Well,
Mike Williams is playing.
Mike Williams is playing out of his mind. But the quarterback is getting him the football. The problem before was Phillip Rivers was not throwing the ball to Mike Williams. He was not letting that guy go up and one-on-one just beat people. And that's what they're doing now. And Herbert completely trusts him. Yeah. Mike Williams went the fuck off in that game. I'm trying to pull up the stats right now because the final score was 47-42. And it's really weird to talk about a final where the Cleveland Browns put up 42 points, 0 turnovers, and still found a way to lose the game. It's incredible. Yep. I don't think that they lost it. I think the Chargers are just a better team. I think that's kind of how we have to look at it.
Oh, they are, hands down. But you know what? Cleveland put up a fight on that one. A lot of people are trying to say that if Odell and Baker had a better relationship, that game would have gone the other way. And I think there might be some truth to that, but I'm not 100% sure on it just because of the fact, like we looked at what happened last year whenever Odell got hurt, Cleveland started winning more games. You look at how they were at the beginning of the season, they were winning games. Then they lost Jarvis Landry. Now Odell's back, and I can't remember. Did they win last week?
I don't know. That's a good question.
But
they're 3-2. I know that.
So I think they're
Yeah,
on two.
they won 14-7 against the Vikings.
Right. So I I hope moving forward that we do see a better relationship to them. I hope the rumor mill is not true. I really hope Jarvis Landry comes back, because then I think that will get them back to where they want to be. I still got them going into the playoffs, probably more as a wild card now, but who knows?
Yeah, Baker Mayfield was 23 of 32 for 305 and 2 touchdowns. Odell Beckham had 2 catches for 20 yards. So that's not good. One thing that I don't fully understand is they ran the ball. Nick Chubb, 21 carries for 161 yards and a touchdown. Kareem Hunt, 12 carries for 61 yards and 2 touchdowns. How do you lose that game? How do you run the ball that successfully and lose the game? They had the time of possession 36 minutes 28 seconds to the Chargers had the ball 23 minutes 32 seconds. That should have been a full-on win for the Browns.
Yes.
The Browns beat them in every category but passing yards. Passing yards, they lost by 80 yards because Justin Herbert's just a fucking magician back there. Herbert, he threw for almost 400 yards, 4 touchdowns. Austin Eckler only had 66 rushing yards, but he also had 5 catches for 53 receiving yards. But yeah, the story from this game was definitely Mike Williams. 8 catches, 165 yards, 2 touchdowns. For those of y'all scoring at home, I think that's his third 30 fantasy point game. And we're only in week 5.
Jesus.
So
this coming week, they play the Ravens in Baltimore. They're going over to the East Coast. They, as of right now, the books aren't open on them yet, just because the Baltimore just finished their game, and the geekazoids that have the power are trying to figure out what the numbers are going to be for theirs. So won't have that one. But if you had to bet on one of them, who are you betting on?
I had to bet on what? What are we betting on?
Chargers, Ravens next
week.
Yep.
Let's see. Where are they playing?
Baltimore.
In Baltimore. Right now, I have Baltimore 27, Chargers 19.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a good game.
It's going to depend on how long the Ravens hold the football. I think what we're finding out is that if the Chargers can have the football, they can score, and they can score quickly. So it's almost to where you have to keep the offense off the field to try to win. And I feel like the Ravens have that ability. If the Ravens try to pull off some shit like they did tonight, where they spot the other team a 20-point lead going into halftime, they're not coming back from that with these Chargers.
No.
Maybe a couple of years ago when Phillip Rivers was throwing the football and he was still like almost guaranteed to throw a pick 6 every game, like maybe. But nowadays, Herbert's not that dude. So I feel like you get behind the 8 ball against the Chargers, they're going to put you in your place. It's very possible we could see a blowout. If Lamar Jackson can't be accurate and he can't be athletic, I mean, there's some pass rush on that other side. It's going to be tough. I think it's going to fall. Obviously, it'll fall on Lamar Jackson, but they're going to be able to, if they're able to sustain drives and keep the clock running, they have a shot. Obviously, I mean, they're a good team. They're probably, if we had top 5 teams in the AFC, it's probably the Bills, the Ravens, and the Chargers. They're in that conversation. So, it's all going to depend on how well they control the clock. If you're giving Justin Herbert short fields or you're giving him, multiple possessions, it's going to be tough to keep them out of the end zone. That team is up and coming, man. I don't want to say that they're Super Bowl contenders, but I don't want to say they're not either.
They're getting there.
Dude, they're so good.
So to wrap up week 5, do you have a player of the week?
Well, I mean, I kind of shot my load there earlier talking about Tom Brady.
Tom Brady's your pick?
I mean, no, it can't be him. Like, I refuse. I'm gonna say,
just out of principle.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase, good pick.
Yeah. The reason why, honestly, one reason is just because you said you didn't like him.
I didn't say I didn't like him. I just said he was going to be a bust
Well,
this
yeah,
year.
you say okay. That's even worse. You say he's going to be a bust.
I'm
And
eating
I
my
kind of just want to
words.
throw it out there, like, hey, remember when you talked shit about this dude? He just went the fuck off.
He's putting me in my place. Okay. I thought because of him skipping the 2020 season coming into the league, and then we saw how he performed in the preseason. And I am one who says, fuck the preseason. You don't listen to the preseason. Well, I didn't listen to myself.
Right.
And Jamar Chase is what? A touchdown every game now?
Pretty much, man. He was 6 catches, 159 yards, and a touchdown. They didn't win. They lost in overtime to the Packers, which, speaking of kickers,
That
both
was funny.
kickers
That was
missed an
funny.
extra overtime field goal. And then eventually everybody succumbs to Aaron Rodgers and Mason Crosby, and that's just
Right.
what happened. But 25-22 in overtime. And I said that I thought the Packers were the team in the NFC this season if Aaron Rodgers played for them. So for the Bengals to even be in the game, that's pretty incredible. And don't look now, but the Green Bay Packers are 4-1.
Yep.
So I don't know how they're winning games. I don't remember how close they were or how far away they were, but they're 4-1, and that's all that really matters. On the flip side, yeah, Jamar Chase had a game, but did you see the stat line for Devontae Adams?
No.
11 catches for 206 yards.
Oh,
So good. And Aaron Jones quietly rushed for 100 yards, 14 carries, 100 yards. But I mean, dude, the Bengals are gonna, at the end of the season, the Bengals are gonna be somebody that you don't want to see on your schedule.
no.
They're finally piecing that shit together.
Well, speaking of teams you don't want to see on your schedule, I'm going with Trayvon Diggs with the Cowboys.
Ooh, yeah, great pick. He should have had 4 interceptions in that game.
He had another interception this game. He's 5 games in with 6 interceptions, 1 return for a touchdown.
Yep.
This kid has lit a fire under this defense that has got everybody riled up. I hate saying it. I almost want to throw up saying it. I'm having fun watching the Cowboys.
It's unbelievable, right?
It really is. And now, granted, I know, hold on, Ed, back up. They played a busted Giants team where.
Yeah, I was going to say, so the 2 picks that the Cowboys got were off Mike Glennon.
Right.
Which I don't even know what team he was on last year. So, okay. It wasn't Danny Dimes because he had a concussion.
But you can't take away, interceptions are still hard to get. And let alone for this second-year player to have 6 of them in 5 games. He is – so where did he come from? Alabama? Yeah. He came from Alabama, and whenever he got there, he was supposed to be a wide receiver, and they removed him from wide receiver and moved him to second or safety, right? Cornerback,
yeah.
And he was pissed off about it. Well, the thing is they keep trying to train him to watch the defender, not the quarterback. Well, he keeps watching the quarterback, and it's coming up to his advantage because he's seeing he has eagle eyes, I think. He's seeing where the fucking ball is going way in advance.
Oh, yeah. They were talking about it on Good Morning Football. One of his interceptions, the commentator was like, yeah, technically where he caught the pass, he's not even supposed to be there. Like, the reason why he got the interception is because he fucked up. But he picked off the ball. So at the end of the day, nobody's going to get mad at him.
He's looking good. I'm cute. Okay, over under 9.5.
I mean, hell, he's got 6.
Do you think
he's still got 12 games to play?
Yeah.
I mean, so eventually they're going to learn, all right, don't throw to his side, right?
But that's just it. He covers the fucking field.
True. This is true.
All right. So,
hey, one little caveat, side note out of that game. The most spectacular player for the Giants was not Saquon Barkley, got hurt.
No.
Was not Kenny Golladay, got hurt. Was not John Ross, was not Kyle Rudolph, was not Evan Ingram. Neither one of the wide receivers, Darius Slayton or Sterling Shepard, neither one of them played, right? So shout out to rookie Kadarius Toney.
Yes, sir.
Wow, have yourself a game, kid.
That man broke Odell Beckham Jr.'s rookie single season yardage record.
Wow. Okay, so I didn't even know that. That's
he
just
got
putting
I
icing
want
on
to
my
say
cake here.
Tooney got 189 and Odell's was 182, 184,
Wow.
or something like that.
Yeah, Kadarius Toney had 10 catches for 189 yards. And now, mind you, this is after two starting wide receivers didn't play, and Kenny Golladay got hurt in the first quarter, and then Daniel Jones, the starting quarterback, got knocked out in the second quarter.
Yeah.
So he basically did all of that with a backup quarterback and the Dallas Cowboy defense knowing he was the only wide receiver they had. And he still went the fuck off. And I'm talking like he looked polished. There's a catch that he made where he set his feet to run in a certain direction after he made the catch. And he set him up while he was in the air making the catch.
Yep.
That kid looks good. I drafted him in our dynasty league, and somehow the draft got fucked up, and I wasn't able to keep him. Somebody else drafted him in the next round. So, Kadarius Toney, my hat's off to you, sir.
You
Hell
know,
of a game.
waiver wires are going crazy right now.
Oh, for sure. Everybody's gonna be adding that, dude. But the Giants, obviously, they didn't pull it off because the Giants are just a shitty team all around. They lost 44-20 to the Dallas Cowboys. But I think we're showing that the Dallas Cowboys are probably one of the top teams in the NFC. So, I mean, really not a lot to be down on. Just kind of take your lumps, get better for next year. And Kadarius Toney is going to be somebody that is going to be on the radar for a lot of guys.
Well, with week 5 done, we will come back to week 6 tomorrow. But for now, Major League Baseball playoffs are going on.
Oh, yeah.
The Boston Red Sox have won their series against the Tampa Bay Rays. Nobody saw coming.
No.
Coming from a wild card win against the Yankees, coming in and losing the first game to the Rays and then taking the next 3.
Yeah.
I'm scared of this Red Sox team right now.
I mean, how can you not be, right? The Rays were clearly the best team in the American League all season. And they basically knocked every pitcher the Rays had that came out of the bullpen, the Red Sox put runs on them.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, hats off to them. They did what they had to do. Scratching and clawing and fighting and beating a bullpen that was really good and beating starters that were really good. I mean, I'm impressed. Like, I don't like talking about the Red Sox and the Yankees and those types of teams because, you know, A, I just don't like them, but B, like the media always talks about them and, you know, they're an East Coast team, so they get all kinds of coverage. But yeah, they lost the first game 5-0 to the Rays. Like, they kind of got embarrassed.
Yeah.
Right. They gave up home runs. That one dude, the right fielder for the Rays, I can't pronounce his last name, but he stole home, like just a straight steal of home.
Beautiful.
First Major League Baseball player in the history of Major League Baseball to homer and steal home in the same playoff game. So that's
fucking
pretty
baseball
cool.
Stats are so fucking weird.
Right. They're so crazy. But at the end of the day, that's the only stat they have out of the entire series.
Right.
Right. So they won 5-0. Red Sox come back in game 2. They won 14-6. Then they won 6-4 in game 3. And then they won 6-5 today. Closed out the Rays.
So now,
incredible. Like, hats off to them. Like, good job. But
the Red Sox get to sit at home and wait to see the outcome of the winner for Chicago White Sox and the Houston Astros.
Yeah, we should have had a winner today, but obviously inclement weather, so they postponed the game. So Astros, White Sox tomorrow at 1:07.
But I have to bring up the other day, White Sox win against the Astros, final score 12-6, I think.
Yeah, 12-6.
And this nut scab, Ryan Tapira, one of the White Sox pitchers, comes out, and I'm going to read his quote. Yeah, it is what it is. They've obviously had a reputation of doing some sketchy stuff over there, he said. It's just we can say that it's a little bit of a difference. I think you saw the swinging and misses tonight compared to, you know, the first 2 games at Minute Maid. Look here, Kumquat. They scored 6 runs on you in your home. Now we can flip the script on you too. You scored 12 at home. Can
Yeah.
we go? And you have a manager who has been accused from a former player of his saying that Tony La Russa is known for sign stealing.
You're terrible with names. Tony La Russa.
That's what I said.
Right. So yeah, you're going to talk about cheating when your manager would take the next day's pitcher, put him in his office, and have that guy watch a camera that's stuck on the catcher.
Yeah.
Look, dude, I don't know who you are. There's probably a reason for that. Get the fuck out. We don't need you. And by the way, he's a former Bearcat. So
Sam Houston?
Yeah, Sam Houston State Bearcat. You're disowned, bitch.
You're disowned, sir.
We don't even associate with you anymore.
Nope.
Don't come to home games. We don't want to see you.
Here's my thing. If I'm in the Chicago clubhouse, I'm kicking his ass because you just fueled up Carlos Correa. You just fueled up Jose Altuve. You just fueled up Alex Bregman. They are about to bring the fucking bats tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, now you've got Lance McCullers starting on the road in your house with a lineup that has Kyle Tucker. Well, Kyle Tucker moved up, but starting the series, Kyle Tucker was batting 7th.
The city of Chicago is going to hang you in public.
Yeah.
Public.
Good
luck, Astros. I hope you go out there and just.
I mean, obviously we're fans, so go Stros.
Go Stros.
Fuck them all. They hate us because they ain't us, all that kind of stuff.
But you know what? I hope Bregman goes out there with a fucking trash can and just starts banging the fuck out of that.
Dude, so I tweeted, full disclosure, before the season started, I tweeted at Lance Bregman. I'm reading about Lance McCullers. I tweeted at Alex Bregman, and I said, dude, you need to, every time you go up to bat at home, your walk-up song needs to be banging on a trash can from the Doug cartoon.
Yes.
Because fucking own it. Like they're gonna make you own it regardless. Make it about you. Make it to where it's like, you know what? Yeah, we did it. All right, fuck it. We're still gonna beat you. We don't. I just
love how this nobody of a middle relief pitcher who's a journeyman who has nothing to claim wants to come out and get his 5 seconds of fame for something that happened 4 years ago. That's what I love about this whole thing. Does the cheating suck? Yes. But the fact that the fact that the Astros live in so many people's fucking heads for free and people still get so mad about it when you look at it and a quarter of this team is still the same from that year, but they're showing that they don't even need the trash cans and they're still putting up fucking hits, man.
Yeah, so, I mean, they led the league in how many offensive categories? All of them.
Yeah.
They led the league in all of them. So, and like, I don't know if you know this, but it's weird about baseball. They don't play them all at home. They play half of them at home.
Oh, imagine that.
So, whatever home cooking you think they're getting is bullshit because they did it all year long and they won their division. They're the best in the West and they're coming for you.
And you don't think that the Major League Baseball authorities are watching the Astros with a fine-tooth comb? Like, do you think?
Yeah.
And do you think old man Dusty Baker would allow this shit to take place? Fuck no.
So I don't want to go down that road because I respect AJ Hinch more than I respect Dusty Baker.
True.
And there was nothing that AJ Hinch could do to make it stop. So, and that's because it came from the top down. So there's that. But no, I think the guy is just kind of trying to get his name out there, trying to get some limelight, trying to get some popularity, get his 15 seconds of fame.
Because he already knows they're on their way out and he needs to go ahead and get 5 seconds of TV time. So some fucking lot lizard will give him a hand job behind the fucking quickie mark.
Yeah. I mean, I'm 100% with you on that.
In other good news, the San Francisco Giants just beat the Dodgers, leading the series 2-1 now.
Nice. So, that was a tough game. 1-0.
Yeah. Would you have Webb versus Scherzer tonight?
Oh, wow. No, I didn't even look at that part.
Yeah.
I haven't got there yet. But
yeah, Scherzer got the loss and Rogers got the win.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Because, like, say what you want, like, we hate the Dodgers, blah, 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 but
you can't deny great talent.
That offense is incredible. Like,
like
I'm saying, I know we talk shit, whatever, but man, they're good. And for you to shut them out, they had 5 hits.
That's it. Well, fuck.
Wow.
The Giants only had 3.
Yeah, but they got the one that counted,
It's
apparently.
true.
Yeah, Max Scherzer went 7 innings, 3 hits, one earned run, 1 walk, 10 strikeouts.
And Wood didn't even do that well, or Webb didn't even do that well. No, it was Wood that pitched. I'm sorry. I thought Webb started.
Yeah, Alex Wood, 4 2/3, 2 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. And the bullpen came in and just closed the door. Wow. Yeah, that's incredible.
Oh,
so, speaking of Lance McCullers Jr., this year away, he's 7-2 with a 2.70 ERA. Good luck, guys.
yeah.
That's all I'm going to say. And I know that these are like professional athletes and they're talented and they're trained and whatever. But if I ever see Grindal in Houston, we're going to have some words. That dirty motherfucker. He's a left-handed batter, hit a ground ball to first base, and somehow was running to first base 4 feet inside the baseline.
I can't believe they allowed that. I really can't.
I mean, look, a lot of people on Twitter were saying, are you shocked? The Astros kind of deserve this. And I'm thinking, no, that's not the case. I feel like either you want the games called fair or you don't.
Right.
And if you think that the Astros need to have some sort of disadvantage because they had an advantage for a while, then that just means that you want your team to have an advantage. And that means that your team's not good enough to beat the Astros straight up. So which is it? Your team's good enough or your team's not good enough? There's only one way about it.
And this is why baseball fans piss me off, because of the fact that, one, they won't recognize that their teams cheat, even though everybody knows every baseball team cheats.
100%.
You look at earlier in this year with the substance removal for pitchers.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to fucking talk about the pitchers that were doing that. The people
what
that were doing
to Garrett Cole after all that shit happened?
What happened to Garrett Cole? Oh yeah, people fell in love with him.
Weird.
Yeah.
Then he only lasted 50 pitches in the biggest game of the season. Good job though, buddy.
Right.
Earn that money.
When the steroids took place, like people wanted to not really pay attention to that and just say,
Right.
"Oh well," like
just sweep it under the rug.
It makes no fucking sense to me. You can't have both sides of the cake.
No,
well, I can.
I'm with you.
Oh.
So anyway, that's our rant for baseball. Go Astros. Let's see what happens tomorrow. I know that like we expect to win, but the White Sox are a good team. They
really
for
are.
a reason.
They really are.
So I mean, we won, I think, one more game than them. That's why the Astros have home field.
Yep.
But I mean, they're no team to sleep on. That's for damn sure. I want to go back. I want to see the pitching matchup. It's going to be Lance McCullers, I know for sure.
And Rondon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's tough.
I'm going to tell you right now, if the Astros lose this series, I'm rooting for the Red Sox all the way.
The Red Sox?
Yes.
Ooh. Okay.
It definitely, if the Dodgers come back and win.
I'm not rooting for the Dodgers for shit.
If I'm going to go in order, I'm going to root for the Braves, the Red Sox, and then the Giants.
Okay. I can go with that.
That's if the Astros lose the series.
Right. And if the Astros don't lose, then we're
Astros all the way. And I'm just winging it here. If the Astros do get to the World Series, we are definitely going to try to be outside Minute Maid Park broadcasting, whether it be on our phones or whatever. A homeless guy holding up a cardboard box. I don't give a fuck.
Like, no shit. If we can get into the game, that's exactly what we're doing.
I don't think they allow recording equipment in.
I'm going to buy tickets.
No, recording equipment, dickwad.
I'm going to buy tickets to go to the game.
Okay.
I don't care. Last time they had a World Series and we didn't go.
Well, we had standing room. Oh, not that one. We had standing room for 05.
What I'm saying is there was a World Series game.
Yep.
And I have the means and I didn't do it. And I regret it.
Well, no regrets.
Not even one letter.
No regrets.
Well, anyway, thanks for sticking with us for your enjoyment. But, the next time that you're in a parent-teacher conference, and your kid's been biting people, bring up 2 Wannabe Athletes Talk Sports. Let the teacher know, hey, we're all about the love.
All about the love.
And pickup lines, apparently.
Is that a mirror in your ass? In your ass? In your pocket? Come on, Ed.
Wow.
Is that a mirror in your ass?
Yeah, because I can see myself in it. Is that how that works?
Yes.
Oh,
Because I want to eat it? No, wait.
hey, so nice legs. When do they open?
I'm going to call this one Thanksgiving and this one Christmas. Can I visit in between holidays?
Thought it was, can I come in between the holidays?
There, that.
I mean, let's just stick with the
I'm more of
basics.
a facial guy.
I like your face. Can I shoot my load on it? That's pretty graphic. I'm kidding. Don't do that one. I don't.
Baby, you can call my dick McDonald's because I'm about to unload a Happy Meal into your mouth. That didn't even make sense. I'm delusional.
It kind of makes sense. I mean, it's gross enough that it takes your mind off. Like, hey, this person's talking to me.
Guys, thank y'all for this long journey that we've been on, and we've got a lot longer road to go on. We're having fun. We're going to keep on doing what we're doing, and we're glad you're here with us. This has been another great episode of 2 Wannabe Athletes Talk Sports. I'm Ed.
I'm Zach.
And we'll see you next time, assholes.
And what is it?